Dire team ban. Dire team pick. Seconds remain.
Bounty hunter.
LGD's turn to pick. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. LGD's turn to pick.
Hello, ladies and welcome back to the Boston Major Qualifier as we are here with the Chinese offset EH.K versus LGD-Gaming team number 2. This of the series. The of the series will move on. Keep fitting to another day. Right now, EH.K, after 3 losses in a row, they're staring down the barrel of 2 here and open against LGD-Gaming. They need to open here to stay alive. LGD-Gaming is called in that first game. My name is Mont, with me is Purge, and that was, we talked about the way they shut the main stage. Just, I say, immaculate. So much freaking time.
It was pretty incredible, and even the laning stage where the lane rotations happened over and over again, and EHOME.KEEN consistently matched them and forced them to rotate again, they still did a great job of playing from behind and farming from behind until they got the items they needed to start moving around the map and contributing their heroes in good ways. And again, amazing performance by maybe had like 8 last hits at the 1 minute 15 or something insane like that. Everybody else had like 3.
Yeah.
He just got tanky.
He crushed that alone. He helped us because also not only did he get the immense amount of CA, but he also got a of it to help set up success for later stages of the game. Although we can't forget, and we're going to talk probably a lot about guys, but EH.K on King, and then of course or M9 Rubik, they played another solid game. I mean, we saw 3-man rush strikes twice, and then a 4-man rush strike at the end of the game. Not to mention how many lifts he got on the back rider for the Rubik. Just great play around, really.
Yeah, they played all the roles. He's Sand King as well. Great bro strikes consistently. His ganking was solid. As long as you can kill the mage in lane and then continue doing that for the rest of the game ends. Like there's nothing to be done anymore. Yeah. So really liked how they played that. With that said, they same heroes. Rubik Timbersaw opening up. They've got lane advantages here. Only in lane I don't really want to put Timbersaw against is maybe something like Batrider, but just about anything else he can win it.
This what maybe he can do against the Juggernaut, as long as they give him a decent match fight, maybe he's going to just fly in that. They decided to put him there. Again, early on, so don't know exactly who was going first. I don't want to mention, like, EH.K had things to look. There was that maybe 5 to 10 time span where they smoked a lot, or some good moves. They were starting to gain map control. They were pushing the wave out. They were farming a lot of lane, a killer, picking up at farm waves. But that was only for a small period of time. I feel like they need more of that, or whatever. I mean, they just need to do something that's successful, because so far, it's been working tonight.
Yeah, even their lane rotations weren't nearly as good as what LGD was doing. And again, it may be an issue with the drafting. Timbersaw is hard pressure. Bounty Hunter, maybe they can change that up a bit by hitting him at level 1, getting him a bit on level. But I just don't know if that's going to be the solution. Maybe this. Well, yeah, I guess Axe solves a lot of issues as well. Axe versus Slardar can again allow LG to abuse another 1v1 and transition pretty well too.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Nick. We'll see where everything is going to land up, but EHOME.KEEN, they have a bouncer, they have track available, have their own of the bounty early in the game. I mean, we're talking about the Chinese team is really enjoying the bounty hunter and the Ricky. Obviously, something that they feel with. They pick it first overall. It was banned by LGD. Second overall ban base, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, and EHOME.KEEN also banned out 2 really strong lane supports. Both Oracle and Dazzle are great there. LGD still could grab something like a Warlock, I feel. That's decent at supporting a hero like an Axe in a dual lane. It could also just go regular stuff as well. But based on those bans, I think EHOME.KEEN is anticipating having a bit weak laning stage, especially with roaming bounty hunter. It can help obviously for ganks, but in terms of lane stability, it can be a bit iffy because I don't know if you've ever played like a roaming hero before, but I always get in these ruts where like I feel like I'm roaming okay, but just the distance between going mid and top is so far that like you're not there for every game. It's just not possible, and you're missing experience, and like there's just gonna be kills that you can't be there for. So if somebody drafts like a strong solo laner and then throws a really strong laning support with them, it just becomes so tough for that one hero unless every single gank works. It just becomes a little iffy. I kind of like the lineup. EHOME.KEEN's 3 heroes though, they're really synergistic. Slaughter minus armor plus Witch Doctor ulti plus their lane is really effective. I like their combo right now. I'm just a little unsure if they're gonna lane well against both Timbersaw and Dex.
It's scary. You saw what maybe can do on the Timbersaw last game. It's just right. Maybe you put 2 eggs into one with Timbersaw, and then you have to deal with the Axe, and then Undying pick comes out. Dirt LGD-Gaming. All right, wow.
And again, the team fight issue brings up again. LGD has way stronger team fight at the moment, and that's always Bounty Hunter's issue. He's really good at lane pressure, and yes, he gives your team gold, but if you don't win the team fights, then you got a problem, and Bounty Hunter does not make your team fight that much better. You mount some Shurikens around, but at some point, it only does so much compared to a freaking tombstone.
And you have to deal with soul rip. You're as a bounty hunter, you want to burst people down, and he gets the soul rip off all of a sudden, and you're just like, well, I guess I'm not getting that kill anymore. And as you mentioned, the tombstone very strong. What do you like the Undying pick in particular? I mean, you talked about the team fight, but just in general as a hero right now, do you think Undying is in a place, or need a buff, or what do you feel about Undying in general?
I think he's really good, honestly. You can do aggressive dual lanes, you can do roaming with him. Decay spam is quite effective, especially with heroes like Axe. Actually, it lowers the threshold of Culling Blade. It's very you've got Timbersaw and Undying, 2 heroes that can lower strength by actually against strength throws. That's pretty cool. Ursa's a good pick though. I think it can be very effective against Dying. It's good against Axe as well, good against Timbersaw, it's good against all 3. And it's actually the one way that I think that EHOME.KEEN can outlane maybe, since Ursa can just stack up resources. And especially once he grabs his ultimate, it doesn't matter too much that Timbersaw has amazing burst. If you use your rage perfectly or in a good situation, then should allow you to get those kills. I still think Dying's great though. If they can keep the tomb in a place where EHOME can't kill it, then it should win LGD every fight. But if the tomb does go down and Ursa has some pretty good initiations plus Slaughter ulti on top of that, he's going to shred right through these cores. So LGD has to be pretty careful here.
How do you feel about the Ursa getting kited with Chakram, Lift, Deathlust? Do you think that's a real concern for the Ursa right now? Or
not so much Chakram, no. And the zombies can sometimes be an issue, but as soon as he gets on top of the tomb should die. It'll cost him an overpower, obviously, but it still means that the Undying placement has to be good. Although they do have to worry about things like Cask, but that's another thing that Tombstone solves. If there's zombies in the area, those can tank some of those bounces and give themselves a lot of leverage against that hero. So that's another reason that Undying's such a good pick. But Ursa's really the one here that has to be effective, and like what you said, does he have to worry about the kiting? He kind of has that reason, because he is the damage dealer right now. So unless we get another really strong core from EHOME.KEEN here, maybe something like a PA could work. Looks very MVP Phoenix-esque, really.
Yeah.
But I think a PA could work. It's a little weak against Timber is the other issue, because Timber's just so tanky. Yes. And he also does tons of burst damage, which is another counter.
I mean, like, PA versus Timbersaw in the early stage of the game, forget it. Like,
and Axe, really. Like, it's just not good this game. They need something like that, I think. You're not doing
enough damage. I see what you're getting at, though. I completely agree with you. And EHOME.KEEN have 16 seconds left in reserve time to decide what they do want to grab as that last core, presumably their last core. LGD-Gaming, they've picked up a Rubik, they've Axe and Undying, presumably as the support duo. Timbersaw probably mid, so maybe a safe lane. They could also send Timbersaw. It's a Razor coming out for Keen, so interesting. You have, I don't know, how do you feel about that actually?
It's okay. Strong early, basically. It gives another damage source. His ultimate does minus armor. He's also extremely fast, and LGD is lacking some disable. Not to mention he's ranged, so he can help kill the tomb quite easily. I think it's a pretty good pick. He can sap damage from whatever carry or core LGD grabs, so kind of covered in a lot of ways. I think it's the right solution, and definitely something like Ursa, tons of damage, but I would say survivability is moderate at best, especially outside of his ultimate. He's usually just kited and killed. So having somebody tanky that can frontline a little bit better for Ursa, while Ursa weaves in and out of the team fights at the right moments, I think is a really good thing to match to what their draft does.
And they will go for the Mirana with their last pickup for maybe. Yeah, I was wondering if they were going to do that with that last pick, because you put so much effort into maybe trying to counter the Timbersaw in the mid lane. You decide to put him elsewhere and you have them in the mid lane.
Yeah, exactly. And they didn't necessarily want to go for a physical core because Razor's already there. So now it doesn't matter if he saps his damage, and even if he does, Mirana can just leap away. So maybe he just picks up Ags and grabs something like an E-Blade afterwards, and now EHOME.KEEN's on the back. They have to play around all of these issues. So I think the Mirana pick was really solid there. And the only thing that's going to be a question is, can they match up Ursa against Timbersaw? If they can, then EHOME.KEEN's pretty happy. Does definitely farm, but there's so many strong cores on LGD that it's going to be a little bit tough to match it correctly.
Are we going to see Miko lanes again?
It's possible. I don't know if it's completely gimping the Ursa. Try to shut down the Timbersaw. I think more so they just throw the Razor mid and against the Mirana, and then just do what they can in the other lane. More about the lane, so the supports, I think.
Yeah. See how the game does progress again. The bounty up for EHOME.KEEN. They want to get a lot done with this. Clearly very comfortable with it. We are going to jump into potentially the last of the evening, as it EHOME.KEEN on the edge of elimination versus LG, just one win away from moving on. This is the one. Let's go through the questions quickly as I look on the map.
We need points.
We do.
Does this give you companion points?
Honestly, Will, he's like, does it give you anything? I'm like, I
think it used to a lot of time they did this, but isn't that Shanghai?
Maybe. It's like a word.
I hate that maybe. Like, I like the tag maybe. It's kind of cool, but I hate how often we say it when playing.
Actually, just
myself.
it.
I thought about it like 4 times last game because I kept bringing the word up. Shut up.
I gotta hear yourself. I'll eventually say it's just okay. That's enough of that.
Live my life with that word. Perhaps.
I'm just choosing right people. Let's choose name. Okay. No, we'll do name.
You don't want. Leaving choices.
Just kind of chose randomly at the end there. Awards placed down. The bounty hunter will get. I don't know if spot. Should you say maybe? They're going after this room. Static link. Yeah, we even hit that. Okay. He did. There's blood coming in now. It looks like this room done. First blood goes to G. They'll chase it next to that, so they're at the ready. And with that stolen by the Razor, they get a great start for this Swordar. Wow, did they get the rune too?
I mean, that was pretty ambitious level from LGD there. I mean, against a Witch Doctor who can stun 3 people, that's 3 second stun, and against a Slaughter who's twice, and against Razor, those are 3 super strong levels.
It might have been okay had he was trying to go for a triple K, I believe, and he hit nobody. And it's unfortunate. It happens.
I don't even know if that was going to matter, honestly. It's
probably not.
It gives him weight, but doesn't stop stuns. So they're doing a Slaughter mid against Mana. Very interesting.
Okay.
And Ursa versus a Tri-Lane.
I kind of like Slaughter's pretty tanky. It's not really anything, but maybe we'll get some armor.
He has a high armor, so this could work, definitely. He will get up-armed.
XE for 4 right now. Doc, Fury swaps Timberchain away. Aim is like, need to get out. Let's go bounce back as well. Hey, slowing the Rubik, of course, down and stop kill from happening. And Aim up, but that's Heroes versus 3. 3 games.
Yeah, a couple decays and he'll be low, but it's terrible. Just one cast of Earthquake and a couple, and they get them that low. They do something here and show up in there.
They're gonna go for the. There's the Timberchain. Look at this damage. Victoria drop down. They do end up kill on the. It's a trade right now. With Restoration on. He's doing 1 mana obviously, and Aim is gonna be able to turn away. He's fine. 1 way. Shaper. He's okay. He's gonna send it.
Yeah. That was the thing work right there. Except for a support. He gets boost of it at least. As long as he put out, it's probably okay, but lane pressure continues. Really high in comparison to what Mirana has. She goes for a bottle, interestingly. And Bounty stole that bastard.
Bounty Hunter not really been involved much. Dude, we did a arcane room, which is never, I suppose, at this point. Some nice little mana.
I think he's hoping for this to be perfect. I mean, maybe it's quite behind last. At least the fact that he's getting behind him, he's top of the game, but he does his like I guess that's probably because Slard has 2 kills though.
Yeah, that the first he walked away from that first blood fight, 150 gold in the bank, and started ready to go.
He's just leaving. Oh, he had that.
It is
up to waiting.
2 hours.
That's safe.
I'm supposed to home.
He'll just look her there until it's 3 minutes to operate it, and then
The safe play.
guaranteed.
The very safe play. He is just putting the pressure on maybe. Slithering Crush comes out. Well, top lane. There we go, but they decided that QD. It's at 9 bottom. He asks. The Razor making a lot of damage, but he's got the static going 91 damage. The counter heal now. Getting a fair fire for the field and Razor's there.
Oh, place.
I mean, he kind of that was
just
kind
got
of
blown up.
that was kind of the EH.K making. What was he gonna do? I guess.
Once his call is gone, it's over, right? Like
Yeah.
you just get maybe like 2 things.
Yeah, he wanted
you for, but just well played.
Fire cast coming in. Nice bounces. They still have K ready to go. It's a very tanky EH.K. Gets the K off. Well, they're gonna rotate in Timber Chain. They want this bounty hunter detection. They've got the dust up, and they will at least find this kill. You get the taunt off. Berserker's call. It'll be more than enough to get the kill. They probably wanted more, Lumineers, but whatever.
X knew that the lane was pretty much over against the Razor, so at some point they're gonna have to rotate lanes. So he'll go back to the top lane now, and probably lane against Ursa. That's maybe not a lane he wants to be in either, really, but definitely better than against the really farmed. Maybe almost got a kill on the starter mid as well, but the Catapult ate the double starfall. It was very close.
Oof. Rough.
It was during the same time period. Both are doing pretty well, I would say.
They're about equal, yes. The only difference being the 2 kills, which puts Slaughter a fair bit ahead of the Mirana, at least a couple hundred ahead of the Mirana in the middle. So the CS might be even, but Slaughter will finish up his triangles.
Oh, Axe is actually still top, surprisingly.
He waited a long time to tree line too. Actually, that's the Rubik Victoria.
I mean, nobody's... Okay, Undyne will go there. I think this is actually okay. Let him catch up in terms of levels. Like, he's probably not going to die anyway, so you could always drop Tomb if things get really bad.
Top lane, encroachment coming in from the Bounty Hunter and looking to make it go. They thought about it. QD backs away then. The Dark Troll wanted to get involved. No ensnare though.
They're getting really behind on levels now, though. Rubik's still level 2.
This Axe is just not... He's just sitting in the tree line. Meanwhile, down bottom, they're just diving XC. He has to drop the Tombstone. That's way out of range. The TPs are going to come through. That one's going to take too long coming out from the Axe. The time he gets there, the Rubik's halfway across the jungle.
It's 100 gold of economic damage done. At least Timbersaw was going back to heal, so at least it doesn't cost him too much in his lane. But I think EHOME is actually laning this much better right now.
Yeah.
The Razor pick really changed things a lot, because all of a sudden they could use 2 of their lanes minimum, Ursa plus Razor.
Yep,
So it was
damage.
kind of hard to gank, though.
Rotation from the Bounty Hunter. They get a Slithering Crush from She. He's going to go for the sprint. Leap is available, and he gets it off in time. That's a tough gank to hit. Nice arrow. No more leap, though. They're going to dive this tower. No TP's available. They already used him bottom, and he's going to use the Fairy Fire. The bash comes out. Actually, there's Soul Rip. He's going to use it. Obviously too late for his hero on his team. Now the lift down bottom. Whirling Death comes into Timber Chain. There's going to be the taunt with the Berserker's Call. They have the Calling Blade. He's on the war. Timber Chain is up. They have to work for that kill, but it's there.
So this is their new tri-lane, I guess, the offlane Axe plus Timber plus the damage they need. Lots of pure damage, too.
They got a kill.
They might with this Ursa dying.
Yeah, wow. God, he died instantly.
The heal almost saved him. It was real close.
Yeah. Like no real healing coming out, unfortunately, from that Soul Rip. Axe will salve up. Put back down bottom. Yeah, you were talking about experience. I feel like that's a big issue.
Yeah.
Even
Bounty's a little behind. He's level 3, but I feel like he's been enough kills where it doesn't really matter. 5 kills for him. 4 assists, 1 kill, that is.
Find a catch up
Really?
later. Yeah, he's doing pretty well. Get the track up as soon as possible. Until then, continue to find kills. XC on this Undying, I don't know if him or the Rubik are really providing that much. Yeah, they did just get that kill with Victoria down bottom, but XC, I don't know. He's really not done much. Level 1 Tombstone.
It was going pretty well before, but now the last couple of fights have just been really negative for them. And like, almost everybody in LGD actually is just losing their lane by a bit and then rotating around to try to get a kill. So it's so reliant on these little ganks. If they get the ganks off and they get the kills, then it's all going to be okay. But if they don't, they're just going to get farther and farther behind. And then EHOME will start taking Roche and other lane advantages.
Leap's going to come through. There's the Starstorm. Does he have the Enrage? He's not level 6, not up. The Cask is going to come too late. Meanwhile, the Death plus the Zombies are in. The Arrow, not able to dodge it. They should have the damage to bring down not just 1, but 2. And they actually get a double kill for XE. I spoke too soon.
And now they have insane levels. Undyne's actually almost level 5 now, despite being at 3 a moment ago.
That was a huge kill.
It changes everything once you get kills.
It's that one smoke into the lift coming out from the roof, and that's it. They were able to find that kill without any issues. Maybe rotated up top, and I thought they were just going to switch lanes around, but they get 2 kills out of it. They also give the Axe level 6. He gets mid. He gets a little bit of farm going his way. Aim's rotated down bottom. And all of a sudden, yeah, they're still a bit behind EHOME.KEEN. They had a 2,000 net worth advantage. It's now down to 1,000 after that gank top lane. Be careful with how they progress.
They're pressuring pretty well though. Witch Doctor sitting on the bot lane. If he has 6 here, they can kill just about anybody that shows up. Timber's cutting a few too many trees, I dare say, but
that's a lot of trees. Roshan is done, by the way. QD is going to get level 7 off this. He had the amplified damage from the starter to help out. The trade will be the tier 1 tower top lane, the classic trade. But it is an Ursa grabbing an Aegis here at 8 into the game.
Pretty good advantage for sure. If they can kill the tier 1 tower, then at least it'll give them a lot of map control into the jungle, especially with their invis hero. It's definitely something EHOME wants to do. Kill as many towers they can early, so every gank and fight is so important.
Yeah, I really want this bounty hunter to have level 6. Level 4, he's getting there, slowly but surely.
You can maybe kill Rubik if somebody rotates. Oh, Star's coming.
Super dangerous position for the Rubik. But he's going to get to the tier 2 tower in time, and unfortunately, she does not have Blink Dagger. He's getting closer and closer, but he was able to get there in time.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
All right. So do you, I suppose for LGD, you just want to fight into Aegis? Maybe to fight tower or 2, but...
I mean, there's 5 heroes. They don't all have Aegis, you know. They will spread out. Just for now, I think they need to continue farming towards Ags on Mirana. It's super important, because if he doesn't get a double Starstorm on somebody, his ability to contribute is weak anyways. Just for little ganks occasionally, like little arrows like these are kind of cool, but...
Yeah, she's from a pretty long way away, so he was able to dodge quickly. It's a good attempt. Death Ward coming out mid. The Axe getting cast up. There's going to be Paul, so he can get that extra armor. Even with the amp, though, they miss Slithering Crush, and he sticks up. Not that it would have saved him. It's just the missed Crush that actually keeps him alive.
I mean, it was almost a solo kill on an Axe. That would have been incredible, but 30 armor, 40 armor, pretty good.
That is a dead bounty hunter. He even had arrow. He didn't use it. Maybe
just
just
like
knowing
a
exactly.
leap, just Starstorm.
Yep. No arrow needed to stop a TP.
Well, that's a huge one. Undyne 6 out of it. Arcane gets money if he needs.
Here's a
LGD keeps getting control.
EHOME get that big item
only
though.
5. He's got one knowledge, so should get him really close.
Yes, he's got track now. And they also have the Blink Dagger on the Slardar. Not to mention, he had the Haste Rune. Mask of Madness done for the Ursa as well. So some items coming out for both sides and some abilities as well. And I feel like this Brana is getting there. She's up to 1,700 gold. Not buying that point booster just yet. But you're right. She needs that Starstorm Aghanim Scepter upgrade. Here we go. Aim's going to be spotted first. Will they go for him? Yes, absolutely. Dam's going to go. He gets blown away. Yes, he does have level 1 reactive armor, but I don't really know how much that matters. He got destroyed.
I don't think any levels of reactive armor are going to save that guy there. With amp damage and Ursa jumping on him like that. Can even push a lot earlier than their opponents can too, especially with Razor. Picking up a Hassan, looking like he's going SNY first.
It's like you said, be that tanky, at least not necessarily frontliner, but somebody that can soak up a lot of this damage. TP's coming in though. Mask of Madness is going to go. Looks like they're going to Moonlight Shadow and try to go for this, but the scan comes out perfectly from the Dire team. Rap coming in on the side from Navy, looking for an arrow. He might find it onto She, who just doesn't move. Chakram will go, but I don't know if they can really fight this. Positioning from EHOME, bodyguarding their Slardar as he was disabled. They don't want to fight this for LGD. They'll back away.
EHOME's in such a good position right now just because Slardar wrecked his lane so bad, 3-0 and 2 with his blink. They want to take these fights, especially if they get track gold. If they can just win a couple engagements and keep the game about even, they'll keep getting Roche advantage. That should be able to end the game for them.
That arrow almost hit. It will get the lift off, however, and now this bounty hunter has realized his mistake. He's walked into a sentry ward. Great positioning. They'll try to bring down the tombstone. They still have the Aegis, mind you. Razor coming in, throwing out a casual plasma field. No further engagements coming out. It's just the bounty hunter dying and the tombstone. Or more. The axe is going to get the call, but there's the chakram. And will pop the enrage to stay alive, but here comes the dunk. They'll get it off. Plasma field going through, but the Death Ward doing a lot of damage. Maybe already using a Star Storm. He's out of mana. The Death Ward is still going. And QD is just going to get dropped down twice in a row. And aim is not done. He's got Chakram in 3. Nice dodge from the Witch Doctor. The urn is up. He'll throw at least the cast. Do they have any way of stopping his TP? Arrow just narrowly misses. He's able to TP out in time. The Witch Doctor staying alive.
It's a real good fight there. LGD, especially with the Death Wards, Steel used at the perfect time to guarantee Ursa's death. Just the fight, everything would have been so much different if Bounty Hunter was actually there. Like, no track gold on any of those kills. Shuriken damage. Does steal Shuriken. Was hoping to get tracked.
He wanted track. Yeah. Still a pretty good spell to steal. That's
the Glory Steal. Except it's like super low range. Might as well be dead. Here, please kill me. But I'm gonna hit you with nuke in the meantime.
I'm gonna track you. I'm gonna shuriken toss you. Now you can kill me. Anyway. Well, they killed the Ursa twice. It was with the Aegis, obviously. He's up to 1,800 gold. I wouldn't be surprised to see a Blink Dagger come out from him next. Level 9 at this point. That death, I think, puts him a little far back. And maybe he's almost at his Aghanim Scepter, which is very important.
It was kind of the perfect initiation, really, for what LGD wanted. They jumped on one of the tankiest heroes LGD had. He used his Berserker's Call to get 40 armor, and then Timbersaw was able to do a full pure damage combo on the 2 dealers of EHOME. It was really ideal.
Yeah. I thought that the axe was just going to die there, but as soon as he got the call off, like you said, they're able to come down and combo it up. His Blink Dagger is 50 gold away. You're starting to get back into this. Again, there was at one point an almost 3,000 net worth lead going the way of EHOME, and now it's back even, essentially. It's going a bit in favor of LG, but not by much.
I mean, it's not even farming that well. Even the Raider, he's only got 62 hits this game. Partly because of his items, he hasn't picked up something like Treads or Phase, which would increase his attack speed or his farm speed. Instead, the fast SNY most likely into BOTs afterwards, what I'm expecting here. They're running the map and the lanes went well for EHOME, but now they're getting worse. They're getting a bit outfarmed, and I feel like it's going to be like that for the rest of the game.
Feels like EHOME just, in almost every game I've seen of the 4 games they've played tonight, they have a pretty good laning phase that just devolves into mistakes or just getting outplayed by LGD. Not to say that that's what this is happening this game. It's too early to call at this point.
They did smoke on their ward at least.
Yeah.
EHOME definitely saw it here.
We'll go for the wrap, but you can see the positioning already from the Witch Doctor as well as the Razor. Not only are they not going behind that tier 1 tower, they are just hightailing its bottom. Top lane also getting snuffed out.
And that's the one that's actually not farming that much is Slardar. Like, he had an amazing laning stage.
He blinks away. He's able to get out in time. He blinked to the south. Dust is going to go. Arrow will go through. They need the lift. They get in time. Not the hero they wanted, but it's a hero they'll get. Actually, don't have detection. The Dust was off the mark. The Dust will have to go again. And he will end up falling. The calling to secure it this time with the Starstorm on top for maybe.
I'm sure he's a little good at that one. If he just would have invis before he TP'd, then he might not have been spent. It would have at least forced him to Dust and then lift. Might have gotten out, but basically it cost him 180 gold to kill him in the place, right?
Yes. They were so close to getting that Ursa. They dodged a bullet. He was able to blink out fast fingers. Anyway, they'll put pressure on the tier 1 tower mid. The Razor will farm bottom. And you talked about falling behind and farm, and it's only going to get worse. The Timbersaw is going to have a Bloodstone soon, so you can just continue to push waves out. And then the Starstorm, the Aghanim Scepter from the Mirana as well.
Yeah, and that's the issue that EHOME really has to worry about. I mean, at some point, Razor can be very effective at farming just because he gets so much movement speed from SNY BOTs. From camp to camp, for how an AM does it, but we'll need a full farming item, maybe it does AoE. So I just don't see them out farming some of those heroes. With that said, they have more difficult Ursa plus Razor. It's something that's very static, or at least can be different enough in terms of what items you buy. It can match up better against LGD maybe. Whereas you know exactly what Timbersaw is going to do. You just buy BKBs basically, you try to kill his team before he kills your supports, and then, you know, maybe the game.
BKBs are a premium here in this game for EHOME. Blink call, and this Razor might be in trouble. Death Ward gonna go. Might be stolen, no. It doesn't look like it. Not from Victoria. He already used it for the Plasma Field. They'll bring it back with the lift. With the cast coming in to Sorp, it's not enough. More Plasma Field. The arrow misses. Leap coming in, not there in time. On cooldown. On the other side of the map, the Timbersaw gets dropped down. Axe comes in for another call. He actually gets it on the Witch Doctor. They still can't find this kill on the Razor. He gets the chop down. He needs one more counter Helix proc. It's not going to be enough. On the other side, they're turning it around. She comes in. They found 3. They're about to find 4. The lift will save him momentarily. They've stolen track, but he will lose it literally a second afterwards. They miss the Slithering Crush. They won't get all 5, but EHOME are fighting back. 4-man takedown for EHOME.KEEN.
Dude, they used all of their resources trying to grab Razor, and they just couldn't pick him off. Just not enough damage. And because of that, everybody on the back line just gets picked apart one by one.
That is a lot of gold going the way of EHOME.KEEN. They will not only get all of that from the 4 heroes they took down, but they get the tier 1 tower. And they'll back up together as a team. They could maybe think about any Roche if it's up. It's not up, though.
Bounty's 800 gold past his earn. Arcane Boots. Ursa's now got, he's 1,000 into his Ags past his point booster. Very soon we'll pick that up. And then the one disable that LGD actually does have is just going to be countered. Whether or not it's the Mirana arrow or the Rubik lift, just press Silty. Bye. One of the best abilities, or one of the best times to be playing Ursa is when they do have very weak disables like that. A few of them.
Well, they're going to find somebody here. Dust is going to go perfectly timed. That poor bounty hunter didn't know it was coming. They even used the scan. They know QD is up there, but they won't be able to find him. This was right before Roche respawned, but it's still a couple of seconds away. So can't just go immediately into the pit and take it.
Well, I mean, EHOME probably can at least.
Yeah, EHOME can if they want to.
They did get the ward up, though. That's going to help a lot. At least they'll see when they're moving in the area.
They know they're in there. This is the max Roche respawn, by the way. They'll try to contest this. Or think about it anyway.
Alright, well, one team knows that Roche is in there, at least.
Yeah. And there goes that point you were just talking about. See you later.
Yeah, you can't leave that one up there after they've been in the Roche field like that. Maybe they smoke and go around and fight. 4 staff now in Slardar as well, so weaving in and out of the fight should be better. And they're going for 5 on this.
Yeah, it's time for EHOME. They want this Roche. Maybe is going to be up front. He'll back to the high ground to the jungle. Timbersaw is not there. He went back home. Looks like he finished off Bloodstone. He has his staff 3. Roots of speed. EHOME's coming in. Blink is ready for Slardar. Invis up on Victoria. Lift. He actually gets the double send off. Called a counter to shape, but they've lost all of their damage from the Mirana. Still, is it going to be enough? Here comes the Timber Chain Chakram. AIM is trying to do this on his own, but they've already lost 3. AIM will do nice damage. XC going toe-to-toe. They're going to bring down the Undying's Tombstone. AIM will at least get 2 out of this. But it's going to be a double kill for the Razor as he takes down Tombstone. And he's just going to speed on out of here with his NY. AIM's reluctantly heading back to the base. A great fight again for EHOME.KEEN, starting off with a Slardar Slithering Crush on 2.
Especially the Mirana is the big thing. Normally Mirana wants to stay alive for a couple engagements of Starstorm, but he dies right at the start. That's most of the damage from LGD. And obviously Timber did a lot, but he can't do everything by himself.
Ooh, AIM. He's trying to contest this. His team's back up, all of them in just about 5 seconds, but with an Ursa, it's just too easy. AIM forced to back away. They give the Aegis again to the Ursa. Roshan down once more.
And again, track gold for 4 kills. Like, it's just adding up more and more, and EHOME continues to get an advantage. Ursa's Ags should be finished now. Razor's going to be KB after SNY, skipping Dragonlance this game, no BODs until later. And then the damage stops to be a problem. It's basically just axe spin at this point.
Yeah. Pops his BKB, as long as he can get it off in time, which he should be able to. This is going to be the tough part.
Mail could be dangerous too, but they're sitting really good right now. That's 2 Roches under their belt. My challenge count is sitting bad, but
I'm at I'm not looking good.
I picked 0-2 because I thought EHOME.KEEN would get stomped again, but
I'm not looking good.
They're owning, dude. 8 minutes, they killed the person. I was like, that's not good. Not good for my challenges.
Yeah, that was something else.
No,
All 4 on the last game, but I just want to point that out.
Are you serious? Holy crap.
Yeah, I'm so good.
I'm real impressed. They're also having major armor problems on the Radiant team too. Looks like Undyne's going for a mech maybe.
Yeah. He's got the buck flare, at least he's got his urn as well. A couple wards dropped down for Victoria just to make sure they can keep their range stack safe. But now EHOME are starting to, this is like the first time I've seen them dictate the pace, besides that like maybe 10-minute period in that last game. They're finally starting to find map control wards. They're getting the lanes pressured out for the most part. And like you talked about, the most important thing is the BKBs are coming. They have the one for the Razor, I believe, flying out now. He should be getting one for the Ursa, I would imagine. He actually has an Aghanim Scepter, so I don't know if he really needs it.
I don't think he needs it either. Even if like the Mirana had an E-Blade right now, she could jump on him, he just turns his ulti, it takes no damage.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe if they stay around the fight and they keep casting spells on him, it's scary, but I think he's okay.
They really need to find a way to pick somebody off here for LGD, and it's not looking likely. Everybody's playing as 5 here for EHOME. Their positioning's looking solid.
I mean, they had some potential when Ursa was mid, but he's just so hard for them to kill.
We might see a fight break out. That ward will scout out the bounty hunter walking through. He'll drop the sentry down. Moonlight Shadow will go. Smoke is up, call, but it's only on to 1. Meanwhile, counter initiation. Still, this bounty hunter's in trouble. They'll take him down, but not before the Ursa comes in and chops down that axe almost instantly. It's too much damage. And get the arrow off. They will get the kill on the Witch Doctor coming in. Buyback coming in from the bounty hunter wants to be involved in this fight. She actually has to back away. Lift coming out. They found the Razor. It's a lot of damage. Got to get Starstorm down. He's still alive. Leap forward. They need more damage. It's not there. The Urn charge. A couple more right clicks. They will finally find that kill. It's a big one coming out for maybe. Ursa still has the Aegis, or at least he should. He's going right back in. He wants XD. Great arrow, but he enrages it off almost instantly. He might lose his Aegis here. He will. Starstorm is back up. The aim is here and ready to go. They did buy back on that bounty hunter. No enrage for another 14 seconds. He's pretty speedy. He's got blink back in 1. Tower hits coming in. They won't have enough to stop him blinking out. They'll cover the retreat with the bounty hunter as he walks into the chakram rolling death, which I think was blind. He's kind of awesome.
That was pretty cool, actually. It's like, where the hell is the sentry, dude? This is a really good fight. LGD finally does get some important kills, though. The Razor going down is huge. Maybe if he had a bit more happened, but KB, man, that's life.
Yeah, that's
needed some fights. The fight started decently as well. It was a blink call onto the bounty hunter, but it was just Axe trading his life.
That was a full 10-second BKB duration. They killed him after it. Meanwhile, they mid. Ooh, Shuriken, cast, bounce, death ward, Slithering Crush. He does have his Ghost Scepter on, and he has no leap, and maybe has bit off more than he can chew. Ooh, that was too much.
So if they get to finish up the tier 2 pressure now. With that dead 47, there's no way you buy back for this. I don't think it's worth it unless you have a great engagement opportunity.
They're gonna have to find a great call from this Axe, and it's not looking likely. It looks like they're just gonna let this tier 2 tower go. It's available if they want it, but they will get the tier 2 tower top lane at the very least. And Simpersar is gonna come up here and split pushes. Yule Scepter done. 19 Bloodstone charges, by the way. Aim's currently having a solid game. More than solid, I'd say.
Yeah, that's a lot of mana, for sure. And once he grabs another armor item or two, I don't know if I would go for a Lotus Orb. Actually, he kind of has to because of the Slaughter ulti, actually. It's so important that you remove that. I guess Yule's does that job a bit. Maybe he could go something like Shiva's. Armor items, more damage, maybe even like an Ags would be pretty nice, but he just has to do what he can in terms of damage until the BKBs run out and then actually start killing the important heroes. And do his best to keep his supports alive.
I don't know about for the Timbersaw, but I just mean in general, Ghost Scepters, obviously the Ethereal Blade for the Mirana, but Ghost Scepters in general for the Radiant team would be good.
They got some nukes, but really it is all physical damage and right clicks, so I agree.
Smoke coming out from LGD. Let's see if they can get more going with this. EHOME's positioning is they're behind that tier 1 tower. But the wrap is coming in from the opposite side. Will they go all the way around? They'll see QD. How much are they willing to commit to this? looks like they're not heading in that direction at all. The scan will go through. They know there are heroes behind that tier 1 tower, but they'll focus on just taking down the tier 1 mid, which there's a glyph up. They'll use it. Contention? Is it going to come out? Slaughter thought about jumping in. They have a blink dagger. They know exactly where he is. He's going to miss the blink stun. Won't be there in time, and they will take this tier 1 tower down and just back away together.
I was real scared for Rubik there. There was a high chance he died if he got disabled, so... Bounty scouting that out. They're predicting the ward being on the cliff. They'll continue farming, and the raiding team will start pushing up top instead. Just moving as a group, though. They know that if they spread out too much against BKs especially, that they're not going to win a fight. It's got to be some split items they need. That way they stop being vulnerable to all this physical damage amp from the starter ulti. Once they do get those armor pieces up, then everything changes.
So that's what you're waiting for then, is just the armor for Timbersaw more than likely.
Yeah, those kind of wings or those kinds of exploitations against minus armor strats are amazing. Like minus armor is godly from like 10 minutes to 30 or 40 minutes, but as soon as you start buying items like armor items, it just offsets everything, because it's not like EHOME can continue to buy minus armor abilities and items that it's going to offset it. It's not like they're going to buy Medallion and Deso and AC super rapidly. Oh, this could be so good. Oh, man.
Look at that. Jump in initiation onto 2. Ghost Scepter coming out from aim. No buyback from the Mirana. Jixing Axe is in trouble now. 4 Slithering Crush. That's the field coming out. His Ghost Scepter is done. The mech will keep him alive for a moment. K got QD taking a lot of damage there. He's going to be able to back up. He's using, gets a Glimmer Cape for good measure, but that's really big. They are down for 38 seconds. No buybacks whatsoever. Glyph, it is available. They do have a glyph.
They just keep getting Mirana killed at the start of the fights every time. It just does so much. That's their damage. Timbersaw has damage, but Mirana's really the damage dealer.
I mean, what can she do to survive something like that? If she just jumped on with the stun. Yeah, I mean, that's like, she's just gonna die if that happens.
Typical item build she's going. She's not even that survivable against physical, so I guess it'd have to be Ghost Scepter popped at the right time.
If she gets blink stunned, it's just over for her. That's what happens. So she does fall again. They finally respawn to no damage done structurally to the tier 3 tower. And get further and further ahead. EHOME looking to even this series up. Again. They're going to find her again. The stun comes out. We just talked about this. Dead for 61 more seconds, and that will lead into another outer tower. Last of the game.
They're just pressuring it so well. Consistently killing him. I mean, he's just leaving the base, but they're spotting it every time.
This is like the anti-mage last game, to a certain extent.
And a lot of this comes down to the fact that Slaughter just absolutely owned the laning stage, and even if his farm isn't that high, he's always in the right place and ready to set up those ganks. And it just constantly gives EHOME this advantage that they can use to try to pressure buildings and get map control.
I expect EHOME.K to back up. They can push out the creep wave. They can head to Roche. They try to push into the high ground. I'm not sure they will. The Mirana back up in 18 seconds. They probably want to pick. Game's not going out any further than he needs to.
All they have to do is wait until maybe he leaves the base and then kill him.
And then kill him again.
And then they go high ground.
He might very well do that. He's going to respawn and then like go bottom or something. They just find him and kill him. I really like the draft from LGD, but EHOME have played this nicely. They've done a very good job, as you've talked about. Everything
just the repeated team fights have been huge. I mean, it all came back to that team fight in the Radiant jungle. That went worse for them, or if LGD didn't get jumped first, then the whole game changes. Could be completely flopped right now.
Dire scan. They know exactly where the squad is of LGD. And how willing are you to die for this? EHOME.KEEN, they use the scan. Obviously, they're not going to dive to tier 3 tower. They really are just waiting for someone like that Miranda to walk out again. LGD make the decision to smoke and head towards the bottom lane. There's not a soul in sight to be found in this bottom lane, but they can head to Roche. There is a Roshan available. This is a sneaky mover. The Radiant will use a scan, making sure they're not running into the opposing team at the crossroads.
I mean, it's a ballsy play. Why doesn't he put like all so pressured? I feel like the smoke should have.
Are they gonna wrap on this?
Should have pushed.
Oh, they're wrapping on this. This could be huge, or this could go horribly wrong. I have the courier out front.
They gotta initiate well.
They found the bounty hunter. Call will, I think, miss. They do blow him away. Now they want to fight this. They do get off the tombstone. It's just range coming out for that witch doctor. Yules will come out to She. He'll be able to force himself away. Plasma is there. Aim looking to jump in. Slithering Crush. They found that Timber Saw, but there's the call. On to 2. Can they get She? He's low. The Culling Blade brings him down. They do have that static link up from the Razor looking for XZ, but not enough. They've lost 3. BKB blink away. Can they chase any further? They've got the Blink Dagger up for the Mirana. She floats. Arrow, is it going to hit? He sidesteps it nicely. Beauty is able to get out and another Blink Dagger in 2 seconds, and it looks like he'll be able to get out. Move forward, and maybe has no more arrow for another 7 seconds. Oh, they found him with the Yule Scepter, but he rages. Starstorm comes out. Blink still on cooldown, popping the Mask of Madness. Chakram there in 3 seconds. They need another arrow. It's up and ready to go. He dodges it. The Chakram comes through, slows him down. Arrow almost walked into it. This is some Betty Hill stuff. He's trying to survive. He's so low. He finally will turn his Enrage on. They're trying to kite him, but there's the Culling Blade. They give it to the Axe. On the upside, yes, the Razor, as well as the Bounty Hunter, and killing the Undying, but they get the Ursa. That took a while, but that is a much-needed kill for LG.
Game. That was a really great across the board. As soon as maybe gets his E as well, it changes to another. Just he can start looking at people before he can't touch that shit. Bounty's greedy and Witch Doctor having a Glimmer Cape, it's still pretty tough. He kind of missed a pretty big window, especially or at this point, like he actually can't.
Yeah.
So, all this advantage that maybe could have taken out of control, it's just going to be typical mid.
There's also a BKB, which he just used for the first time last fight. Ursa, I should say, has just picked up a BKB and used it. The Razors is getting down to 8 seconds, so still fairly lengthy BKB timing. Not quite at that position where it's like, oh, we have a 5-second BKB timer, we're in trouble. Not there yet, obviously.
It will still the diesel so no. It's very good for disable, obviously. Especially if you set link somebody, make sure they can get away. It will disable this damage more. I think ideal case. Then you complete zero magic nukes.
That would be nice. Mirana right now doing okay. Right click. The Ethereal Blade will help. Still sitting on phase. Blink Ethereal Blade's flying out now in Aghanim Scepter. Tier 1 tower still standing in this bottom lane. Glimmer Cape walks up. Aim's going to get hit up by a cast, but at least the creep wave will. They really want this Tier 1 tower. Do not blame them. You should be able to take it. And Roche is also a factor as well. We're sitting right under this tower. TPs are coming in. They'll see She. Call. Does it get on his? Yes, it does. Chakram. They'll blow away She. Now GD is trying to fight as best as he can. Here comes the Razor coming in with his BKB. XZ forces himself out the soul. He'll stay alive. The other side of the fight, they're looking for Xing Jing. He's going to get caught. Still low, but now they get the lift off. There's the Starstorm. He's not dead yet. He will finally fall. Bucks coming in from everybody, the Act included. They have one for the Ursa. The Razor's trying to get out. They're looking for that arrow. It's going to find a target. It will not. Timber Chain back at it. The Razor just getting out at this point, but the Bounty Hunter will not be so lucky. Aim still chasing with another Timber Chain at the ready, but he will not go any further. They will take the Tier 1 tower. 5 packs of plenty. 1 used for the Slaughter and 1 for the Axe.
That Axe call on 2 heroes is just amazing. The rage
That
from the
word.
Ursa did come on time, but are they gonna get Rubik here? He's got sprint. He's real fast.
They're thinking about it. They're like, I don't want to get Ethereal Bladed and Starstormed. That's not fun. They don't have BKBs for the Razor.
Maybe Razor wants to, because then he could reflect a bunch of damage with unstable current, but maybe the only way it would be okay.
Yeah, they de-ward that immediately. That was what lost them the fight, was that ward on the pit, the Uber
That was
Cliff.
huge. So she getting the Axe chop off as well, that movement speed advantage they got. Ooh. Can't run, can't fight as well.
And they just blew away that Slardar. He's trying to build a BKB of his own. He had a really good start. Starting to slow down a little bit. The track gold is not quite flowing in as well, and they're getting a couple of kills here and there. This game is still, right now, hanging in the balance. It is a 4,000 net worth lead after 1 point being a 10,000 advantage for EHOME. It looked like they were looking good. Arrow's going to come in. It'll hit. Not Roche. It'll die beforehand. Timber Chain comes out. Not successful. The cheese is on the ground. Will be picked up by Hunter. So they have now an Aegis and cheese advantage. I want to fight anyway. Beauty's been stuck in the pit. There's Starstorm. There's the Eel Scepter. Not the best time for it. Now the stun is up onto AIM. He does pop the Ghost Scepter. They're going to get away from that static link. BKB goes for the Razor. They're not really trying to find a target. They're just backing away. EHOME.KEEN are. They just don't want to fight this now that they've got that Aegis as well as Cheese. And they won't lose anything out of this.
Fight could have been so good though. The Yules that came on the Ursa just stopped the arrow from landing. A super miscommunication there from both teams.
One of my games. It's our Saws. Eel Scepter.
I think it's fair to blame him considering he does have Yules.
Yes. I think he's the only one. He is. Okay.
Yeah, that one was on him.
Got him.
He did get close to dying though, so I don't know. You do panic things when you're afraid about losing your team in the game.
Yeah, he was in some trouble.
So they pushed up the lanes once again. The Roche being down, now they can maybe just focus on enemy team movement for now.
This game is super back and forth. 25-27. It's all over the place. More Ethereal Blades coming out.
Ooh.
This game goes late enough. This is going to be dangerous for EHOME.KEEN.
I actually really like this purchase here because, I mean, Timbersaw was probably going to buy it in the first place. His strength gain is decent. Actually, it's awful, 1.8. My god, these are bad stats. Anyways, but he can use it to save one of his asks. Not to mention, he can also use it to guarantee a setup for his double chakram. So just because of the movement speed slow that it provides, just E-Blade somebody, double chakram, and you're going to get close to killing them anyways.
I'm a big fan. And that's like, you see that a lot when you get the game with enough.
And also, if he wants to buy Dagon less item too, it makes his Dagon extremely good. It's one of the
There's some burst potential here for these heroes.
Just a bit.
Still there, the BKBs are at a pretty high level at this point. Still 7 seconds for the Ursa. The Razor, I think, is down to 6. Yep. Maybe not super high. I thought this was a little bit higher for the Razor and the Ursa. We're getting to that point.
It's fine. They're fast.
They
Just
are.
run to dodge the chakrams or something.
We're getting to that point, Purge. I felt like EHOME.KEEN had this game not in the bag, but they were looking very solid, you know?
Yeah, it was looking really good for them, but you know, just like how the early fights went for LGD, you never know how it'll end up. Kill on the mid lane, actually. Witch going down.
Yeah, he got arrowed, and then he leaped across the river to get the kill with an Ethereal Blade. He lived pretty long, to be fair, for that Witch Doctor. Not long enough, however. That BKB is pretty important. As long as he doesn't get called, like he has been in the last couple of fights, and he gets his BKB off. It's that initiation. That's what it comes down to every time for both teams.
Ooh, almost an arrow there on Ursa. I mean, that's how every fight went well. It was always starter jumping in, stunning 2 heroes. That's a one-team fight for home. If it's the opposite, they're going to die.
Yeah. We've hit the stalemate, the stagnant point of the game. 40 minutes in, the net worth continues to climb in favor of LGD. Still right now on EHOME's side, but not for long if it continues this trend. Experience-wise is even completely. Items coming out, I think we've talked about just about everything. There's a gem on Victoria. He's had that for a while. A VIP booster casually on the Razor. I don't know if you mentioned that.
I did not. And EHOME needs to fight. They're going to get off-farmed. LGD has like 4 heroes that can farm creep waves decently. Maybe not Undying, but every engagement is huge. And they've got Bounty Track as well.
They're going to try to fight. They'll put some wards down. Radiant Scan off the mark. It was close. That Radiant Scan was close to hitting. Radiant are a little split up. They've got 2 heroes. QD has been spotted by an Observer Ward. He does have Aegis. Chakram will go and slow him down. He can blink out in 3 seconds. Maybe a little bit of bait coming out. Positioning-wise. They're kind of far away from this Ursa.
I don't think this is about bait. This is about him wanting to collect gold.
Yeah, give me that money. Give me those ancients.
We haven't fought in like 3 minutes. Time to actually farm for the first time in this game.
This is like really awkward. Who's doing
Sometimes
what
you
right
gotta
now?
prioritize it, you know?
He needs the gold. He's not 6 slotted yet.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Get in there.
Both teams are worried about losing. Because the engagement's so important, they just have to wait.
Yeah, for LGD, they just go right out. They just think not go for a fight. Yeah, we'll be waiting for a couple more minutes. There's still a chance EHOME still can try to find something. They have another smoke on them.
Either team is basically just waiting until they know for sure, so split up, and then they go for kills. But you don't always know. Like some of it is prediction. You might see a couple or mid push mid, or you see Razor bottom. Assume the supports are there. Whereas on EHOME's side, they see that Timbersaw is pushing top, but they know they can't deal with him very well. So now they have to go top and defend against that push. Timber could start getting tower damage. Just this weird balance of stuff where LG doesn't want to fight yet, so they will push out lanes like this.
Tug of war continues on. And aim. Uh-oh. He's a little far out. They have vision. They know exactly where he is. Axe will cover his retreat. EHOME decide not to pull the tree because they are missing the Razor. Full fight would have broken
he
out.
got there really fast too. Like as soon as he finished top, he instantly teleported to the bottom, ran straight to the wing, killed it. EHOME was not expecting that, so therefore this push works for us.
I don't know when this happened, but this Timbersaw is like on top of the chart now by a fair margin. Oh,
That's Timber.
Here we go. Moonlight Shadow is going to go. Vision-wise, they have sentries. They're going to see maybe throw the arrow out. They will see that coming from a mile away. They will dodge it swiftly. And they will get back to farming. Give me the gold.
Good. More collection.
Wait, we're a couple more minutes. How long do this ages? Going soon. Like a minute.
I mean, the raiding team actually isn't that really. Like, Timber's on the top and Mirana's catching up, but
the net worth is even. Like, as close to even as you can get at this point in the game. That is a scythe for aim. Smoke
a
up.
cool choice. Very good against heroes like Rasak.
They have found the bounty hunter, I believe, or not. I thought they spotted the gem of true sight. I think it was just around the tree line. Arrow, all right, she's gonna get hit up. They'll glimmer cape him. No aggressive plays from maybe. Decided against it. They'll back together as a team. A lot of poking and prodding. Footsies being played. No actual dance happening. As I say that, it might happen right now. Aim's just walking. He doesn't care. He's got an observer ward up there. He can see everything. And they'll just counter it.
Whoa, the counter battle.
Yeah. This is like
the dead war, dude.
This is like they're just running at each other, but they're not.
And they're all in the same words. What the heck?
It's getting ridiculous.
They just don't even leave the base now. They're like, well, we'll just wait till you eventually get here. Top lane's pushed out decently. Alright. Leave the base and open up the possibility when you're kind of in the mid farm.
Speaking of losing, there's two buybacks in the game. It is your Mirana and Ursa, with nothing else really that close except maybe the Bounty Hunter, and that's not even that close. They finally will leave the base, though. Aegis is on now, as you can see. Roche gonna respawn pretty quickly. About a medium length respawn, 2 minutes, 1 minute 45 seconds left on that. They will push into the mid lane, the tier 2 tower. 2 outer towers left for the Dire team, whereas there's none left for the Radiant team. The Dire have made their base in the Radiant jungle. The Radiant team are making their home around tier 2 tower mid lane.
And the fact that they were able to get all the way here without getting spotted by EHOME was really good.
That is a good scan.
They do see Timber, but
that's a good scan. That is a really good Radiant scan. They try to fight this. The arrow will actually hit Witch Doctor. Moonlight Shadow, they're going to make it go on this. The Razor is very tanky. He's just picked up a heart, by the way. He is not the target you want to go on, it looks like, and they know it. They will find the Bounty Hunter. They will blow up that Witch Doctor. He's not dead yet anyway, so here's the top BKB. They get the call up onto him. They'll try to cut him as best as possible. Right now, one dead. It's just the Witch Doctor. Still, BKBs are going. She's got his, right now, an aim below half HP. He's kind of alone on this side of the fight. The Chakram's going through. They're getting kited pretty well. The axe will finally fall. Maybe jumping in. They want this kill on the Earth, and they'll find it. Maybe we'll find the kill, but now he gets stunned up with the Slithering Crush. The Hex will come out. The Yule Scepter going to keep him alive. They'll find She. He'll fall. The Razor going low as well.
No way.
Used on aim to keep himself alive. In which thing comes through. Aim might fall. He'll respawn pretty damn quickly. 8 seconds, and he's got boots of trouble as well. Be into that mid lane or bottom lane if he wants to. Well, maybe he's got a haste rune. He's pretty low. They're going to wait to try to go back in. They thought about going on the Bounty Hunter. Do they still have the gem on the Radiant side? They do. Undying has it. Whew, what a fight.
Super back and forth as well. Like, both teams a lot of value out of their heroes, but just not quite able to finish off. Timbersaw got way more value consistently than he should have been able to, but LGD just doesn't have the disable. Half of her is maybe getting chain initiated.
Yeah, he's got to be careful in all of his engagements. Razor looking for something. Oh, that bounty hunter probably. The gem on deck. Can they pick that up? The Darkroom are covering it. It looks like the Darkroom are not getting this gem. It is being taken by someone.
The nine that did grab it.
He's got 2 of them.
I didn't see him that close to the gem on the ground, but whatever, man. Magical teleporting.
He's got a lot of
gem.
range. Undying's actually got pretty good range when it comes to picking up gems for some reason. Or something.
I'll believe that, yeah. I like the Solar Crest pick up a little elevation for whoever I need some of that armor issue that Solar provides.
Razor has a refresh orb. BKB elongated.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's gone that build.
Double Eye of the Storm. Double BKB.
Well, I kind of like it against Timber, really. It should allow him to some extreme minus armor, possibly even kill him.
I feel like they're still kiting these heroes pretty effectively. And they're going to find a Hex up. If he can't get it off, it's a problem, but he has a lot of HP. He should still be okay. They do not have the Undying. He's walking back. The Dust will go. I believe that was EHOME's Dust. Not successful in finding anything. Moonlight Shadow is still up. Arrow's going to sail through. Not executing on anybody, just a creep instead. Ames Moonlight Shadow is up, and he's on the wrong side of the river. Slithering Crush, he uses himself at the perfect time. Can he get out? The call coming through onto 2, but there's the Death Ward coming out as well. Still not enough damage. Yules will come out for the axe on himself to keep himself alive. He's going to be the Slithering Crush, doing some nice damage, but still alive. They brought down the Bounty Hunter, and here comes Ying. They actually get the axe coming in as well. They will bring down 2. The Earl will fall. The BKB going for a second time. The Razor has 126 damage stolen. Is it enough? Again, getting kited. Maybe on the other side of the map, the BKB TP will come out. He will be successful in escaping, but unfortunately, the Slaughter will not. And EHOME, they're just losing fight after fight here. 2 big fights in a row. The first one was a bit even. This one is definitely a victory for LGD.
Yeah, it all started with a great Yules reaction there by Timbersaw to stop the disable. And it bought them enough time to keep him alive. He just hasn't been killable, really, from what EHOME has. And can't really say the same thing on the other side. LGD has the damage and the disables they need to burst and win team fights. Bounty alone has just been getting blown up every single time. That guy, like, some magic.
They're using the Glimmer Cape on. They're using the Glimmer Cape on other heroes usually. They don't want to have to use it on the Bounty Hunter.
Yeah, I mean, it can be useful. His HP is just so low, I don't think it matters.
He just dies instantly anyway. 1 Ethereal Blade, 1 Starstorm proc is more than enough to get a kill.
So Roche is finally going to go back to the other side.
This is a big victory for LGD, and they've got it all going on right now. They have a refresher down on the Razor. BKB is at 6 seconds for the Ursa, and they're going to fight now, looking for BKB pop, and they'll find it on the Razor, so that's down for 51 seconds. That's very scary.
I mean, at this point, it doesn't matter too much. His refresher's on cooldown. It'll be up faster than it's down. Does that make sense? Faster than it's...
I get what you're saying, kind of, I think.
I think it sounds like something that should make sense, but I don't think it makes sense. But let's see my next boost to travel level 2. I don't know if I'm cool with this Yules anymore. I don't know. I feel like Dagon 5 is just an obvious item that you grab here if you happen to roll into E-Blade on a Timbersaw. It's like, why not buy it?
He used that Slithering Crush, which was nice. I don't know if that's what like he might have lived.
But what if,
anyway.
What if instead he just double Dagoned him with an E-Blade?
I mean, yeah, then that's also your problems.
Dead heroes are arguably better than...
Yeah, but what if he BKBs?
I don't know what to say.
I got you there. Alright.
Dude, he's farming so fast. Moving across the map.
Yeah.
So, like, triple wave stacks and stuff.
A very impressive Timbersaw performance from him. They got some good Timbersaw players on this team.
It just opens up the maps for LGD. Like, they're actually all just farming right now.
It's funny how this has changed dramatically since, like,
yeah,
30
minutes
like in the
3
game.
minutes or something. Just 20 minutes.
Like, only a couple minutes ago, LGD were back in their base. And now they're the ones moving out, pushing EHOME back into the dire side of the map. They'll Moonlight Shadow again. LGD make their decision on movement. Just far out enough. EHOME are in position with the advance down. They'll see that the Ursa is there. They'll go ahead and make a move. TP in the Timbersaw. The arrow not going to connect for change forward, but it looks like EHOME will able to get back. Will come out. He didn't get the BKB off. Have the Hex. He's going to pop the BKB. She's going to come in. He'll find the Undying. That's the target he wanted. Call on to 2 again, but where's the follow-up? BKB is still there. Razor comes in and blows away the Undying, but can they do enough damage? The Dagon comes out. The Razor pops the BKB finally. The right click from maybe might be enough. Chakram will come through the Glimmer Cape. He refreshes, but it's not in time. Down for 90 seconds. Meanwhile, Victoria getting chopped down, but AIM finds himself yet another kill. He's going in a double kill. Maybe looking for more. Stunned up now. QD in trouble as well. No more BKB. Maybe able to lead the way. The lift up from Victoria. The Ethereal Blade, but he does get off the in-range and top. Razor's back. He's bought back. Looks up and again. He should still have his BKB after the refresh, and he does. Now the Ursa comes in, finally brings down Victoria. But there's the Dagon. Boom. Maybe he's godlike. And they got another Hex on Razor, still with that BKB in tow. Finally pops it. It is a 5-second BKB charge. Can he bring down AIM in time? Timber chains across, and they just can't find these 2 heroes. They're too slippery. Maybe he's already leaped away. He's pretty fast with that movement speed buff. And now the Bounty Hunter might be next. Walked through a sentry, but is able to get out and slip away himself. And again, another crucial team fight, including a buyback on that Razor.
I mean, there's 8,000 gold like actually blowing everybody up in this game, and as is maybe on the Marana, they just keep weaving it out, taking hits. Working out fantastic. I've attack as well on the E-Blade here too.
Jeez. Yeah,
I would really like a hood on Bounty Hunter or something like that. I think it would change everything.
I'll keep him alive. Come on now. This Bounty Hunter needs help. Give him something. You talked about maybe weaving in and out. He's not really dominant anymore. He got caught a couple times in the mid game, but he's got really good positioning.
Fuels sure helps as well, and the he's running for like 90 more movement speed than he had before.
He gets that movement, the 16% movement bonus with the leap just off. Like, he gets the leap off and he's gone. It's like max movement speed. Well, they find somebody here. Nope. There's a cheese, by the way, on the axe in case you happen to know this.
Can you give me arrow?
Close. They're going to push in. Is this going to be the first high ground push of the game? It's certainly what it feels like. At 54 minutes in, this game has gone by fast, it feels like. So the Ring Crush will hit onto the Timber Saw. They're jumping in. He's going to get the Timber Chain off. Dagon will go. They have the Ursa. He has the Enrage still. That's just an Ethereal Blade Dagon. It does quite a bit of damage. Still alive, though.
Like, the Slaughter doesn't even feel useful anymore, doesn't he? Like,
no, not at all.
He hasn't been farming.
He gets like a stun on 1 or 2, and then he gets counter called like immediately by the axe, and it's usually on 2.
I mean, BKB is a great item, but it's only gonna last for so long, and once it ends, his hero's impact just feels so much less than some of the things that LG.
He was getting some good multi-man stuns early on in the game, or even in the mid game.
Those were great. Like, his laning stage was amazing. His early mid game team fighting was amazing. His initiations have been great, but there's just been this really long period here where Slaughter hasn't done much, and it's really truly transitioned into like offlane / support role.
A bit unfortunate for how this Slaughter, he played, like you said, so well in the laning phase, but 3, 7, and 20, not that bad of a stat line. He's got a lot of assists. Right now, it's clear out the creep wave, one creep wave at a time. Wait for Roche potentially again.
12 sentries on the Rubik here. Having gem problems, I guess.
Yeah, he's got that detection.
No, they still actually do have a gem on both teams.
Arrow? Oh, they found this Ursa, but he's able to enrage because he's got an ag up scepter, so he's fine. But still, forced back. They do clear out the creep wave so fast. It's very tough to push in. Wave gets destroyed that quickly. They pretty much have to find a fight.
I mean, that's kind of the issue. Both teams are good at pushing the waves, so it is actually terrifying to go high ground. Like, do they chance this? Like, they clearly want to go to Boston. He just plays this a little safe. They can just close it out. One more fight.
At least one more series here for LGD. EHOME are doing the damnedest that they really can. Razor will get a static link off. It's a nice 77 damage link.
That's the hero they want to get. They want to kill Razor. If they go him, he doesn't have buyback for 2.5. They definitely get a rest.
Nobody has buyback on the Dire team. In fact, nobody really close other than a Witch Doctor is not going to save your team. Chakram's just being thrown casually at the stunned up Bounty Hunter. As squishy as he is, he's not going to just fall dead. And AIM's going to walk up. Another static link will go. Tombstone's dropped down. Another static link for 98 damage. Tombstone immediately killed. Almost killing the bounty hunter. He gets it done. Beyond God, like Free maybe. Jumps in, zaps him with the ethereal blade and Dagon. And now they're down 4 versus 5.
That man just had a
Stun up, slithering crush, aim in trouble, still alive. Getting fast again. They will bring him down finally. Dead for 18. He's got buyback, not using Eul except for the axe. He's got a bling dagger. He's going to pop the cheese. He's still in trouble. Now jumping in, slithering crush, stolen by Rubik, into a Fade Bolt. Maybe comes in with a nice Starstorm. Razor forced to use the BKB. He's got the refresher. Aim is back up in 3 seconds. They want to find this kill. Ethereal Blade not there. It is there. It's ready to go. He's looking for it. He's got the BKB. If he wants to refresh, he will. Look at the Chakram. They get the Hex off. The Ursa pops the Enrage. Still alive. Yules will come out. He's in trouble. About to fall. The Chakram not there. The cast still bouncing through. Backing away. Victoria getting chopped down by the Razor Whip. Will get dropped finally, and that will signal LGD to back up finally and get out of the base. They couldn't quite get those kills.
They're getting some really good solo kills, but it's always like Bounty Hunter dying, maybe the Witch Doctor, and that's not what they need. They need a core dead that can't buy back. That hopefully can lead into another 2 cores or so. That way they can take a wreck.
This is some solid high ground defense, honestly.
It's everything EHOME needs. Like they stomped their laning stage. They maybe had some early mid game problems, but now they're doing fantastic behind. They can hold this out, and they have to keep holding it out because if LGD gets, they're going.
That was a pretty.
There it is.
Did he sell these? He's still sitting at. What would you other than Yules?
Yeah,
huh?
I guess it's sure. 8,000 is pretty good.
He's got a lot of money.
Razor comparable almost. Razor's also very far.
Yeah, this guy's had a pretty good game. 13, 3, and 12. I really liked the refresher pickup. Even if he's not getting kills in this fight, it makes it so much harder for them. Know that he has 2 BKBs.
Just has to stay alive, let his lightning do all the magic, the minus armor.
Smoke from LGD. They'll look to engage on the high ground of EHOME towards the secret shop. Could head straight into Roche if they wanted to, but that's not going to be what they want. Arrow's going to come through first, and it will hit on Bounty Hunter. Yes, the Glimmer Cape is there. They force him for it. He's dead to a dig, and I don't know if they used the Ethereal Blade. They'll drop the Tombstone. There's the Hex onto the Razor, but they just don't have the chain follow-up. And we'll be able to find him with a call. Maybe they do. Maybe they have the chain follow-up. Down for 2 minutes. He does have buyback, luckily enough. UD is forced to pop his own BKB and hightail it back into the base. He does not have buyback if he gets caught. There's the buyback from the Razor. Now the Abyssal. They'll find maybe. He's low. Gets forced out. They get off the breathe in time. The cat's coming through. The Dagon flies out. They'll get the kill on that Witch Doctor. XZ. He'll be the martyr, it looks like, with the static link. Linking all of that damage. Jump in, aim. Now the stun up the Ursa. He's been hexed up. The Chakram's coming through. Do they have the damage? Not yet. Arrow will sail in. They've got the Calling Blade. He's going to get dropped in a moment. They can't get it off in time. Ford is back in the base. Aim can't get it done either. He's stun locked. He'll go down yet again. And EHOME hold once more.
They're getting those initial bursts that they need to kill heroes, but once the Dire heroes get back in the fight, everything just seems so straightforward. Razor buys back, deals tons of damage, and just starts two-shotting supports on the back line.
Wow, that gold change was literally like 200 gold. Like 3 heroes died, 2 buyed back, and it was a 200 gold swing like on both sides. I've never seen that before. It's crazy. Not like it was like 2,000 to 2,200. It was literally 200.
Like net worth deflation. They like all spend so much money trying to hold team fights that nobody actually gains.
Yeah, they like.
But then there's about matters, so really it doesn't. Does that even matter anymore?
Probably not.
It's just farming you stuff. Please God, I hope that this guy gets out or fight for something.
He may never get there. What did he buy? Did he did he buy back or something? Because he had like 1,400 gold. I felt like at some point.
No, it's just possibly died many times. Is 14 deaths also?
That's probably.
Maybe that's where his money went.
True. Maybe I misread the amount of gold he actually had. Still, now back and forth we go again. LGD have the net worth advantage. EHOME feeling better in the momentum department. It is 61 minutes in. We've hit that point. Hex will out. They're going to get the call, but still, he should be fine. Up at half health, his heart will heal him back up as long as he can get out of combat. It does push them away from the tower, however.
And back to farm.
We'll see you guys in 5 minutes. That's kind of how it feels at this point.
It does. They want to lose.
Oh, I mean,
LGD's one from winning.
they're certainly making this entertaining. I can't really complain about anything else. It's been a fun game to watch.
Refresher on that.
Which curve? Darker? He refreshes that. The Razor.
Razors, yeah.
Yeah, he's they put it for the. Oh, it's the Aegis, of course. Ooh, that's unfortunate. He's very close to getting that courier kill. It's gone.
Rest in peace, Curry. Oh, there it is.
No,
oh,
he's
they
good.
actually almost
He's
killed
good.
it.
They almost killed it, but they didn't get it. They didn't quite get it. LGD will push up the creep wave as far as the tier 3 tower. I don't see them going for this. I would be shocked.
I wouldn't be surprised if maybe goes in for a combo minimum. Like he's done that so many times, getting a virtual solo kill to make the next high ground push a little easier. They're just having trouble taking the tower afterwards just to make it.
How much damage do they do to this tier 3? Wow.
They either have to win the fight convincingly that all of their heroes can hit at least a moderate amount, but until then they're just going to be really good at magic versus ganking kind of.
Oh, speaking of Hood, guess who got one? That's not the bounty hunter.
I don't even want to know if it's not.
It's Slardar.
I like that too. Kind of a similar situation. His team fight hero can initiate. Has had trouble in the past.
Alright.
Although I guess I solves most of those.
I'm gonna ask a silly question. We're 63 minutes in, so we're at the late game. Who wins in like 20 minutes? Like, who wins in the super late game? Or is that already existing? Is
I don't know, man.
What's
I
happening
think
now?
EHOME has really good gank opportunities for a while, just because their heroes are all so armed. And they've been doing a really good job turtling all game too. So I think LGD's got to be scared about going high ground against them.
They still have room to grow on a lot of their heroes, especially the Slardar. There's still some more items they can get for the Ursa. That Abyssal Blade really helped them out in a lot of those engagements. I don't know about the Razor.
Definitely has.
The Razor's pretty much 6-slotted at this point. This is not an easy engagement if they're going to go for him. He walks back in. They have the Hex. They kind of stack their stuns there. Good counter initiation with the Slithering Crush. Diffusal Blade, arrow. They do hit it up on the Razor, but that's it. That call, that Hex. If they can't kill him within that time span, maybe a lift as well, then that's it.
And they're back. Oh, another
That's
combo.
a lot of damage too, but he does get the enrage off. BKB's still not going for either of the heroes. Poke and prod every now and then.
Heart's actually such a good idea on Razor, this kind of bursty lineup. As long as they don't have super regular carries, just being able to survive the nuke combo and backing up and healing is great.
What is this Undying providing, by the way? Out of curiosity. A mech?
Items?
Yeah, I guess the items. He's gonna have a mech soon, at least.
His ultimate's good as well if he's near people. He can amp his own damage, or
Yeah,
amp
but
people's
Flesh Golem's
damage
pretty
by
good.
30%.
Flesh Golem's pretty good. You guys are gonna get a tier 3 tower one day, I promise. Somebody will.
If only Mirana hits it, who knows, man.
She's got a butterfly now. She hits pretty hard. Just physical damage.
It's okay. It's damage-wise. It's mostly attack speed with a lot of survivability.
Any other items coming out that we haven't seen? We've talked pretty much about everything.
I mean, I don't even think the items matter that much at this point. It all comes down to can maybe land an arrow on somebody to start full combo and kill them when they don't have buyback. That's all very unlikely.
Can they chain their disables well enough in order to get a kill, which forces buyback? There's a buyback in 46 seconds for the Razor. They have one for the Ursa. They have one for the Slardar. The entire rating team has one, with the exception of the supports.
I mean, either way, just delaying his 6th item is really beneficial, for sure.
I'm going to go for it again.
But what is he aiming for?
I'm going to go for the Slardar. Counter initiation. They found the arrow. He's still alive. Guardian Grief. Another Diffuse Blade, but he pops the BKB. Culling Blade not there. The HD not low enough. Now QD coming in. There's the Abyssal Blade. Zero Blade comes out, though, and keeps Axe alive. At least the Ghost Scepter. Ame coming in. They're going to go right to work on the tier 3 tower. Eye of the Storm. They still have the Refresher BKB ready for the Razor. They got him so low. Some good 4 stabs from EHOME.KEEN to keep him alive.
He didn't even waste his Refresher either, so they're pretty happy with that, I'm sure.
What does it take to kill a hero in this game of Dota right now?
Chain stuns. They only have one hex. They're weak on sales. There's a few things.
Wards aplenty. He has 6,000 gold after all. He can afford some wards.
Yeah, that's the point where you actually have unlimited money, so I as well buy all the wards, detection items, TPs for everybody.
They're just gonna. I feel like they're gonna keep having Razor stand on the edge. They're gonna go for like a call or an ethereal blade or an arrow. If they get one of those, they can try to follow up. That's
It seems
what
like
they've
it
been
has to be
doing.
the call every time, just because that way at least he's not making himself invisible and giving himself magic resistance.
They've been very good about these 4 stabs from EHOME.KEEN. This is one of the longest sieges I've seen in a long time, and it's not even really a building siege. They're just trying to kill the Razor.
Axe is ready. That was maybe an opportunity when the creep wave bunches up like that, but they've even gone in on those, and it's still not enough damage. All of these fights are so hard.
I have a feeling this is not over anytime soon with how this is progressing, which down 4 if we get some more cool fights, because there's a lot of them.
Do you wish there was an SD in this game on the Radiant team, you know? Because I sort of do.
Do a little bit, yeah.
Like, let towers die, open this up a little.
Any better. Like, that's the thing, like, it just feels there's a stalemate right now. Nobody can kill anybody. If it takes some towers, it might be a bit easier.
You could still play around like BKB cooldowns and stuff, or Eye of the Storm. It's just been difficult to secure the kills that they need.
There's been a lot of really good defensive play in this game, I have to point out. And offensive play, really.
Oh, and an Orchid.
I
think that's
Bloodthorn?
against, yeah, probably Bloodthorn. Obviously, it's going to be for the Morana, I believe, when she blinks in. Very useful against Timber as well.
What did he drop? He had the Aegis, which he put with a refresh orb. What did he sell?
Ags,
SMY?
actually.
No, Ags. Wait, did he have an Ags?
Yeah, he did. He had Ags refresher. Kind of a weird thing to drop, but you don't really need Ags to hit buildings, which is one of the benefits.
Oh, yeah, there it is. I didn't see it on the base. Yeah. I mean, yeah, exactly. If he's pushing a high ground, he can just bring it out to him. Ags refresher, what have you. Hope everyone's having a good night. 69 minutes into this game at this point. It's been a long day. It's been a long day for some of us.
For you, especially, how many hours did you drive today?
I drove 14 hours today.
Long time.
Yeah.
Potamult gonna come through the. Oh, the character could be.
He might be dead.
Doesn't have buyback.
And they just don't. The Glimmer Cape was there. They didn't go for him. That arrow hit. Nope. Ooh, Undying Tombstone, or Undying Ags, excuse me.
Good.
They tickle the Ursa a little bit. He has a heart now, by the way. Gonna be hard to kill both of them.
I like E-blading and Dagon in this guy, and he's taking actually no damage. And now he's healed up anyways. The power of the hearts, man.
Heart of Tarask.
This used to be so good on Ursa when it used to, his ult would deal damage based on how much HP he had.
Yeah. It's not broken.
Now it's literally an E-blade Dagon counter. Alright, they got the wish up too.
We buy neck with those guys.
I don't think that's gonna work either, actually.
It's not gonna work. I'm just being facetious. However, this Razor, he does get forced out. He pops the BKB nearly in time. Slithering Crush coming out, counter-initiating on the Timber Stall again. They've got the lift up, the arrow will fly through. He's got no enrage. He has a BKB. Slithering Crush stolen again. Buyback is available for the Ursa though, but they want this tier 3 tower. There is a glyph. They get it off just narrowly in time to save the tier 3. Buyback is still there for the Ursa. They're getting ready to go. Maybe try to find some sort of counter-initiation. They have the Hex on the bounty hunter. The Yules will come out. They have the BKB for the Slaughter. They've sent up the X, force away from that static link refresher. They're going to try to go for this. Slithering Crush onto 2, Undying, as well as the Ruby in trouble. The Razors are running amok. He'll get 1, they'll get 2, they'll push him back. Aim as well as Axe forced away. They're trying to get out as fast as possible. Double Chakram.
He's trying.
He's going in. Are they going to try to turn this Moonlight Shadow? Slithering Crush. He's still in trouble. There's the Orchid coming out. He will end up falling. Down for 99. He has buyback. The Undying does not. Finally, EHOME, they do lose the Ursa, but I don't think they really lost anybody else there at all. They didn't.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad for them. That's a massive gold swing, like 6,000 gold for EHOME. Finally getting the team point they wanted. It looked pretty bad for them at the start, but at some point they just overextended and they were able to pick them off one by one with all their damage.
Maybe he's pushing in. He got the tier 3 tower. They have rotated the Ursa out. Ursa has 36. This is very sketchy. Buyback is ready for the Timber Saw. That's the most important thing, and the Undying's back at the 20. And it looks like they're making a go here for EHOME. They want to try to force out this buyback at the very least.
He brought his eggs on his razor because he's like, oh, I actually want to hit the tower now.
Boom.
Light him.
This tier 3 is falling swiftly. Arrow will hit a creep. Starstorm. Some casual damage.
They could maybe have gone on the razor there with the creep wave, but
Oops, so there ain't crush. No real follow-up, though. The call will come out. Now they're going to try to fight this BKBs aplenty. The Razor with the static link back up. Another lift onto the Hex stuff. Ursa is going to take a dig, and he cannot afford to dive. He will get the enrage off in time. They will bring down Sheet. He's got buyback, but now the Razor in trouble drops. He's got 128 seconds on respawn, but again, another buyback available. The Ursa, Fade Bolt, no blink, 2 seconds, and it gets canceled yet again. Can they bring him down? He jukes. He's able to blink in a second. He gets out in time. Can they find him? He's in the tree line, and he's able to make it away with a TP. Oh my god.
That was scary.
This game is nuts.
Razor had to buy back for that one too.
He did.
When the top rack's actually taking really good damage on the LGD side. They'll be able to take Roche with this at least, finally being able to run down their opponents. Definitely one of their greatest strengths. Once they have their Razor up front of your opponents as well as Ursa, then for most of LG's heroes, they have to just book it.
This Roche is going to take forever.
So finally, once they finally got that kind of momentum change, it was just completely different. It's one of the few times I've seen LGD chase this game.
They will take down Roche slowly but surely without aim. Bots in at a moment's notice with bots 2. Octarine picked up. What did he sell for that? Bloodstone? He must have. Or Bloodstone for the Timber Saw.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about Razor. I was really confused.
That would be crazy.
I was like, tanky hero that buys Bloodstone. Razor?
Yeah, the Timber sold his Bloodstone for the Octarine core.
I mean, it's probably fine. Lowers the cooldown of Hex. That's pretty huge. The Dagon cooldown lowering 11.25 seconds for an 800
He has enough
damage
mana
unit.
too that he can
That's
just
good stuff.
spam. He doesn't need the mana regeneration.
Kind of. Like, he does sort of. There are times where you love to have Bloodstone. In fact, part of the reason he is so farmed is because he got so many Bloodstone charges that he could use that mana to collect items afterwards.
Good point. Also, what was I going to say? The respawn time is very good, obviously. But at this stage of the game, it needs to be a high Bloodstone charge for it to be, you know, anything significant. 41,000 net worth. He's leading the way and continues to do so.
I don't see anything new on there either.
Yeah, those buybacks really hurt them. They do get the Bloodthorn for the Razor. That's the one item.
Wonder when that one will come up. Very good against the Timbersaw.
Has the Ursa bought anything in like the past couple of besides the heart? I guess.
Yeah, just the heart. I think Abyssal obviously, but damage weak, but not too surprising for the hero. It's got 3 survivability items. 3.5 for Abyssal. That's a Vanguard man.
And he still is dying in a lot of these fights, and pretty quickly too in some of them in these fights. Doesn't get off his enrage, or it's on cooldown. He doesn't have his BKB. That's the big thing, getting initiated on.
And Brahma shifting items too now. Goes for Daedalus, sells the ace or the eggs.
And they're just gonna start transitioning into right click carry. I don't know. Is that the answer? Is that doable?
I mean, it does go through BKB. That part's pretty huge.
True.
Allows them to hit buildings.
Tier 3 tower gone. Tombstone will be taken down just as quickly. Or maybe not. Soul Rip. Keep a lot of HP. Lotus Orb now placed on the Razor up front. Tier 3 tower is gone across the board. The entryway to the barracks is open. So it's very tough to get in. Again, a kill on the Razor or Ursa might not be game winning, but it's close to it. No buyback on either of those heroes for at least a minute and a half.
On the bright side, at least they can't buy their supports as many Sentry Wards if they have to buy back, right?
Yeah, true.
And at some point, Morona can get out of control in terms of farming.
Will Storm call? Nobody the call there. That was just a bit mistimed from the axe, but there's the Hex follow-up. Arrow will hit. Lotus Orb is there. They can't find the follow-up, though. He's in the corner. Nobody's decided to jump on the Razor. A little too deep into base, it looks like.
Poor wards.
Yeah, they're getting massacred. Fire got some good vision in their own base. Now they dropped a sentry or two. It's just, again, there's like maybe one big fight every couple minutes, and then we hit this point where it's just they're just waiting. They're biding their time. They're biding their time. Maybe just go. He wants to hit the buildings. He does get stunned by the Slithering Crush. Aims to just throw out a chakra too, or a hex, just for good measure. Man, that range Rax is done fast. Finally, first building, the first important building.
I was correct.
Is gonna go.
And this is the part that things do get a little scary for EHOME, and that the physical damage of LGD can transition. Marana's actually a good late game carry. Just normally her items are very utility based. So she instead goes for things like Daedalus, Scotty, Butterfly, then she's able to clear lanes very rapidly compared to what EHOME can.
Next thing you know, XD is gonna start hitting hard on that Undying with his Aghanim Scepter.
That takes the like cast though.
Yeah, I will take a lot of his. Still okay. He seems rather just not phased, non-plus perhaps.
But it seems to me like he actually just can't stop the amount of in their buildings.
Yeah, they really can't do anything. The game is coming down to this. EHOME are starting to lose their buildings, and they just have no way. They commit to a fight, and it's a bad one. Ursa does have buyback, still minute and a half for the Razor. They commit to a fight, and it's a bad one. This can turn sour very quickly. Tombstone placed down again. They get an arrow off into the Ursa, followed up by a Hex. The Glimmer Cape will come through with a Axe Taunt up in time. He does get forced away. Meanwhile, the Prada is just laying into these retractions. She will get this last one. She turns around and right-clicks it once. The Axe can't do it either as he's sceptered up. Marana gets dropped. The Razor still 154 damage. She's down for 96. That's a huge kill. Axe's Aegis is gone. Victoria on the Rubik will get slaughtered. Finally gets diffused off that Ghost Scepter. The Axe respawn. Hold it a second time. You'll for a moment. We'll get dropped down by a right click from the Ursa. Pretty good hold. Range of Axe is not taken, but it is very low. Deniable even, but not taking the.
So they're scrounging for some Rax advantage on LGD's side, but they're just staying too long, and eventually EHOME does get to do the combos they want to.
Static Link from the Razor with his Bloodthorn up, all the damage coming out. They'll try to split push with aim. The Hex is up. That'll be a dead Slardar. Down for 91, but has a buyback. I wouldn't be surprised to see him use it. He's going to put some pressure with his right click on the melee Rax. He's doing some good damage, actually, but he'll go ahead and TP out.
Yeah, it's just safe for him to back out there. There's a super high chance someone on the would TP.
They won't even get to force the Marana buyback here.
Oh, good for them.
I thought that fight mid might have been it if LGD had turned it, but EHOME showing some strong resilience. A 20,000 net worth advantage. That's not that much at a well. It's significant, but 79 minutes in the game, money could be a lot higher for LGD.
Yeah, and that's the problem. The heroes aren't far super. Like X is doing decent, but he's also there for all the fights and engagements too. Often the one that gets for initiating.
Buybacks now plenty. They are just about ready to go again.
Still a couple of minutes to run, so
yeah.
So once that comes up, everything changes again. There's 3 people on LGD.
We're gonna get to a point where like the cores just don't need Roche at some point in time.
I mean, they're getting closer.
Yeah, they're getting to that point. I mean, for maybe, for aim, absolutely. They gave it to the Axe last time, so that's how you know. For EHOME, you could still get away with at least maybe on the Ursa. Maybe not.
It is Shadow acquired.
Mantis style. That's it. That's the game-winning item. He'll take the range wrap. Tombstone drop down. Comes through again. Immediately Lotus Orb. Just like that, with an overpower, they blow away the Tombstone as the illusions go to work in the bottom melee racks. Can heal. The illusion's not doing that significant amount of damage, but the split is coming. So they're narrowly dot by the Marana, trying to stay alive as best as possibly can. As much tower / Rax damage in.
Not even close to that. They just have to fight. It's new.
Slowly but surely, they whittle down these Raxes. Doing what they can.
I mean, I'm not even sure. So just help them. Sure.
Slithering Crush, they can find this kill. Mirana in trouble. It's unlocked like crazy. Finally, the Hero Blade comes out. The mech is there, still low. Razor Bloodthorn is up, forced away at Victoria. Actually, XZ on the Undying, lots of disables. That was very sketchy for the Radiant team, able to stay alive and maybe can reach back up slowly but surely. Marathon game.
It just gotta. It's hard to get kills this game. Everybody's tanky. It has like insane single target, maybe just. There's so many force-step and glimmer capes and all these to keep people alive.
Yeah, there's again lots of defensive abilities. Lotus Orbs too, like Force Staff, Lotus Orb, what have you. Illusion's not doing nearly enough damage to be significant on the melee Rex. They hit the arrow on the Ursa, but no follow-up. Roshan's up in like 3 minutes. Someday.
They'll go high ground again, a little bit of poking on the tower. It's actually so dangerous for Mirana, especially as he uses his illusions to pressure high ground.
You can
early, he just dies if he gets stunned.
You could maybe run it every time he either A is about to use it or B uses on him. He just has to peace out. He can't turn and fight. Arrow's gonna hit, but again the force back into a Lotus Orb. And while this Slithering Crush onto 2, BKB pops up, maybe he might be in trouble. I've Lotus Blade, it's there, but he's able to get out in time and get away from the rest of that damage. Still, AIM is now on his own. Ghost Scepter popped. And Shy is gonna have to back away to Slaughter, getting out of the fray. Pushed out of the Abyss. BKB still ready for Razor. They have one for the Earth as well. Get it back in. Dagon's thrown out once more. But it's again more poking and prodding. Footsie, as some people call it.
Very aggressive footsie.
Yes.
Where they're kind of trying to kill each other. They just have a very interesting balance of HP to damage.
Selkie needs to lift, but nobody to follow up with on the Razor down at the bottom. Who I don't think even uses BKB. Yeah, we just talked about that, wasn't it? But the TP came out from the Mirana top, did some nice damage to the melee Rex.
I mean, LGD sees their path to victory here. All they have to do is just do the slow pushing and slowly take all the Rex. They haven't really super committed. They're just taking buildings and then eventually going to take melee creeps. I mean, the buildings are scary, but I think they can deal with it.
And one bad fight though for LGD, and all of a sudden you have lots to EHOME. They have good team fight still. I think everybody should have buyback now, I believe. Axe the only one without that, as well as the Witch Doctor. Not that important.
Fine.
Yeah. Does everyone have a Ethereal Blade? They're only missing a Ethereal Blade on XD. Everyone else has one for the
They might
LGD side.
use a ton of armor. You can obviously use it to save some people. Or a Razor, really.
Is this go time? At the 84th minute, Roshan. This is where LGD decided to push into the base and finish it off once and for all. Or will EHOME continue to hold as best as they possibly can? The first 3 games of the evening, probably very disappointing for them, but they are holding on for dear life in game number 4.
They can definitely win this game. They just have to wipe their opponents before they get too far behind in rank.
It's looking like a tough test. There's more and more items coming out for right-clicking Mirana. They find an arrow, that'll be onto the Slardar. Dagon will come through, he gets forced away. There's the Guardian Greaves Lotus Orb as well. Static Link broken immediately. We'll see if they want to go back in again. No creep wave ready to go. More
Still nothing.
patient play. Moonlight Shadow, is this going to be it? They could go on. They find the Razor, blowing him away. He does have back. He gets dropped instantly. They have more than enough damage there. They will finish off a full set of racks. Now they will lift the Slaughter. They feel the Slithering Crush doesn't quite get it off in the right spot. Maybe trying to TP out. He makes it. TP top and push this. They're dragging EHO out of the base. The Raiders are already picking up that top lane to deal with the Mirana. They're pulling it up there. The Mirana wants this Rax and will not be able to get it. But they pull them out of the base. Now they found another. The Hex, the Force Staff on the Slaughter, does it back up to the high ground. Mirana continues to go to work and gets another set of racks. 2 sets of racks down, only a melee racks mid left. 4 meters are there. They are holding on.
Oh, the double call.
On to 2 with the Berserker's call. The damage to Razor. Can they get the call? They don't need it. Razor is down for 120. And after 86, that might be enough. The Mirana is going to work. Ursa cannot do it on his own. I'm sure he has fought back, but even then, he's getting shot down. GG is all 86 minutes into this game. And LGD take the series well, hard fought. The first game, maybe not this second game. Dear God.
Yeah, it was a great laning start from EHOME, and they pushed it into a solid mid game, and they started just stomping team fights. But eventually, the Marijuana X E-Blade came online, and it just kept being kills into kills that allowed them to go high ground, pressure the towers, and finally start transitioning into physical items that got them this push